In this lesson, we'll continue to work on the back end by adding some taillights and some more detail to the rear. Okay, so here's our car. Basically, now we want to add these taillights and these sort of planes right here along the back end of our car. So to add the taillights, I think the good place to start would be to use the headlight geometry that we've already created. So let's go ahead and grab those. I'm going to turn that visibility off, and I'm just going to grab one of these, pick walk up in the hierarchy, and I'm just going to Control D to duplicate, and then I'm going to Shift P. Take a look at our outliner. Bring it over here. I'm going to Shift P to bring that out of our hierarchy. So this is our tail light here, or our headlight. So now if I drag that away, okay, I'm just going to drag it back to the back and spin it around, and we'll see what we can use from this guy. So we've already got the basic geometry in place. We just need to see how we can modify it to get it the way we want. Now for these taillights, I don't really want to have this rim right here. I'd rather have more of a little more of a softer line, and I want it to go straight back. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just convert that to a polygon. So for this, I'm just going to grab all these faces to the rear. I'm going to keep these faces right up here. Okay, so I'm basically grabbing everything that I don't really want. Okay, and I'm just going to delete that. And then I'll grab my edges. I can say if I want to select border edge tool, and I'll just select all those edges, and then I can just either pull it back, pull it straight back, or I can just go ahead and extrude that back. Okay, so now I get that nice straight piece right there. And I want to soften up this outer edge just a little bit. So one thing we can do is I can actually just get rid of this line, say select contiguous edges to select that loop, and then delete it. And now if we look at how that smooths out now, get a little bit softer edge. I also want to move it back to have that this lens part a little bit closer. Okay. Now looking at this, I think I want to thicken this up a little bit too. Okay, so I'm just going to isolate that. And now I'm just going to select these faces. Actually, I just want those single faces inside there. Just going to select those all the way around and then scale them in. Okay. Just going to scale those in. And just to create a little bit more thickness. And then I'll select that, just go ahead and select that edge loop and scale that down too. Okay. I'm going to turn that isolate select off here, and I'm going to just smooth it out. And now we've got a little bit thicker piece here, although we probably do want to go in here and scale these guys down just a little bit because we pulled that in. Alright, so that'll work for our tail light. So now we just need to go in here and place it. I'm going to go and place my first one, scale it up to match here in the back view. Oh, upside down a little bit. Here we go. I'm going to just pull it right in. Right into our car here, into this panel. Right in there. And now I can just pull it over just a little bit. And now I can go in and duplicate that and move it right over here. Maybe scale this guy up just a little bit. Space him out just slightly. Alright, so then if I go in here and select both of these and group them together and duplicate those, go ahead and create those taillights across to the other side. Now I just need some pieces right back here, and if we take a look, these are basically kind of cubic planes here, rectangular planes. So all I'm going to do is bring in some cubes, bring in a cube here, and move it up into position, and then I'm just going to scale it generally to the size I want, and I'm just going to basically get one right. Now if you look right here, looks like we've got this geometry from our the creation. We extruded down the that portion where our trunk is. So I'm just going to grab these points and kind of move them out of the way here. And then we've got the geometry for our trunk, and so I'm going to do the same thing with this guy. Just kind of get that out of the way. I just want those back points here. All right. So now I'm going to add this plane here, and if you can see right in here, basically 3 of these guys. Turn on my polygons here. Basically 3 of these guys. So I'm going to just move the first one into position. Scale him out to the right size here. Take a look at this. And we kind of want it to kind of come out to be a little bit sort of even with the tail lights. Okay. And it's up to you whether you want to actually subdue this. We want it to be really sharp shape here. So you could just leave it as a polygon, which I think I'm probably going to do. Just leave that as a polygon. If you wanted to subdue that and get a little bit smoother edge here, you could do that. All you'd have to do is go in and add that edge detail that we talked about. Just make sure that you add it nice and close, like all the way over here. Otherwise it's going to look really soft and you're going to lose that sort of sharp rectangular shape that we want to have there. Okay, and now I'm just going to Control D to duplicate, and I'm going to move that down to the second position and down one more time. And we'll just look in here and make sure, oh, it looks like I didn't get that duplicated. Hit Control D, make sure you get that. And then just move those down, Control D again. And you've got your 3 little planes there for the back end. And we've got our taillights added in. Okay, so we're starting to get the back end filled in nicely. Okay, so the next lesson we're going to come in here and start working on this exhaust panel. We're going to cut out some holes for the pipes. We're going to add those pipes and then add a license plate and a little more detail on this back end.